students at a Seventh-day Adventist University were encouraged to fight back and go march for abortion rights. A bit of background: Washington Adventist University is in Takoma Park, Maryland, which for many years was just down the street from the church's world headquarters at the General Conference. For most of its history, however, it was called Columbia Union College. Its name was changed in 2009 to WAU. To give you an idea of just how radical was the pro-abortion mindset and spirit, at one point this poster was put up: "Go back, we will fight back for abortion rights and reproductive freedom." Organized by NOW, the National Organization for Women, if you are interested in joining a group of CUC students, faculty, and staff forming a delegation to attend the march, call name removed at this number. There is no date on this document. However, the name of the person was listed as a student of journalism at CUC from 1988 until 1992, and who authored several articles for various Adventist publications during these same years. Also, we have Mr. George Lawson, who at the time was the president of the California chapter of Adventists for Life. The 1992 Ministry magazine says here, an Adventist layperson in California, George Lawson, has launched Loving Options, a ministry for women in crisis pregnancy. In 1993, Lawson responded in a letter to an editorial published in the Adventist Review. In the letter he wrote, "Last year, a delegation of students, faculty, and staff from an SDA college joined other abortion supporters at a pro-abortion rally in Washington, D.C., sponsored by the National Organization for Women." The New York Times and other papers reported that on April 5, 1992, at least 500,000 people marched in support of abortion rights, that the crowd was perhaps the largest ever to march on Washington, and among that crowd of people screaming and shouting were members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church out there in the public showing full support for mothers who want to violently kill their own children. Just 6 months later, at the October 1992 Annual Council, the church would make the exact same claim of the Satanic Temple, that yes, killing a child is a matter of religious liberty. This is the history of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Now, just take a moment to imagine something. Imagine going back in time almost 30 years ago and going to different Adventist churches and talking to church members, and imagine telling them that for the next 30 years, this would not change, that the church would continue to dogmatically and defiantly support abortion regardless of their lack of scripture. Imagine telling them that the most notorious abortionist, who violently killed over 250,000 children, would be set up and honored and celebrated as the inspiration and example forever for Adventist youth, that this bloody butcher would be honored as the distinguished ambassador for the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. Imagine telling them that no leaders, either in the church or independent ministries, would condemn this for fear of becoming unpopular, and that those people who do condemn this would be labeled as fanatics and unbalanced, divisive, racist extremists. For the next 30 years, the people in God's church would continue to be taught the abominable claim that murdering children is a sacred religious act of worship. Perhaps to many church members in 1992, such claims would seem shocking, unbelievable, and outrageous, and yet these claims were true. 30 years later, they are now documented fact.